No.
Well, it's so interesting to watch people go through these changes in life, in these trials through adversity, and become like a very interesting person at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I know you say a lot of outrageous shit, and it's very funny, but you also say some very good shit. You know, like this speech that you gave when you were talking about America. Like that speech, the post-fight press conference speech, it's a fucking great speech.
Well, you know what it is, you man. I'm white trash. Like what I mean by that is like I am the future of America. So like both my parents work. You know, my dad's a piece of shit, but you know, fucking in hell probably right now. But both my parents worked. They made good money, but we were poor. We were poor because after the cigarettes, the bars, and the fast food, we're fucking poor. I mean, like, you know, we had like fucking. I can't tell you, you'd find a piece of paper and you wrinkled up, you use that as fucking toilet paper. You know, every time I wipe my ass with a piece of fucking paper you laying around. But this is like, it's like this unholy alliance that corporations are doing to America. They want women working, they want lower wages, and they want more consumerism. And it's like, I don't mean it like I'm not sexist, like, oh, put women back in the kitchen, you know, they suck. No, I love fucking women, you know. Take off the burqa, wear a fucking bikini, and huzzah. but you know what I'm saying? But we're truly like in a weird time to where like corporations are eroding values of America.
Well, they act within their best interests. And their best interest is to keep people consumers and make sure that people just pay attention only to stupid shit.
You have Walmart in your phone now. You want to go. I mean, I can't even me. I'm to blame. There's some times, you guys, where I'm like, maybe I'm a little depressed. I don't know. I'm fucking just in a bad mood. I'm like, I'm gonna go on Amazon. Let's see what the fucking Amazon fairy is recommending me today. Maybe I could find something that'll give me a little serotonin boost.
Find some happiness in a one click.
Yeah, and then so it's like and then on top of that, now we go full circle. You have two parents working, and I'm going mostly on the West Coast. You have shitty fucking kids, dude. Las Vegas, graduation rates less than 50%. High school dropout, no GED. I'm not one to talk. But how do you raise a family, a successful family, when your kids are being raised by the system?
Right.
By fucking TikTok. After my fight, I had the doctor, you know, good guy, the doctor UFC. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, why are you talking bad about Las Vegas?" I'm like, "Well, Dr. John, or your name is Doctor. He's a cool dude. What school do your kids go to?" And he just like gets a big like smirk. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure you're paying like 50 plus a year to educate your kids." Like, so again, man, I mean, where's the reset button? Maybe there is no reset button.
I think the reset button is teaching people that there's things that you can do in life that can transform you. And I think, as weird as that sounds, a lot of people learn that through watching people like you evolve through fighting, because it's the most difficult thing you do outside of war and being a cop and being a fireman. It's the most difficult physical pursuit that a person can get involved with for a living.
But again, we're talking on such a deeper fundamental level. If you have no belief, like we could say America's becoming atheist. Like we could say that. If you have no belief, if you have no moral right, no wrong, and you're not taught this from like a stable family and you're being raised, I mean, like literally America's becoming like communist China, where like we're letting our school system dictate values and beliefs. We're letting the system tell you what your kids are. And again, I'm agnostic, so I'm not telling everybody to go find Jesus, you know. If you're going to find somebody, at least let it be fucking Jesus, right? But I mean, how do you fix a moral decay of a society when that's just where we're going? You got TikTok, man. Even fucking communist China will mitigate what shows on TikTok, but they give us utter fucking filth.
But it's just I know exactly what you're saying, and I went through the public school system, but I did it in the 1980s.
That's
it's very different.
Getting worse.
Yeah, it's a lot worse now.
But I mean, how do you if you were God Joe Rogan, how do you fix this?
You gotta pump a lot of money into inner cities. You gotta figure out a way to make programs. And there's places in this country that for decades and decades have been filled with crime and gang violence and drug addiction, and that's all they know. And that's the standard of their community, and that's what you grow up with, and that's what you see. And if we don't fix that, the odds of those people coming out of there, I mean, there's a few that come out of there that become, whether they're artists or athletes or whatever it is, they find a way through. They figure it out, but they're the rare ones.
Okay.
They're the rare ones. What we got to do is create systems where you have opportunity for kids, and also mitigate the crime and mitigate the violence and whatever the fuck has to be done. Look, if they can dump billions of dollars into Ukraine,
It fucking ain't.
if they could dump billions of dollars into, I mean, there's so many different things that they pump money into, but they've never pumped any money into Baltimore. They never pumped any money into Detroit. Like, try to figure out a way. Like, if you can, like, think about like what Halliburton did during the Iraq War. They got these no-bid contracts where Cheney was the fucking CEO of Halliburton. He becomes the Vice President of the United States, and then the company he works for gets these no-bid contracts to rebuild shit we blow up. Which is wild, but there's profit in that, right? 100%. So what about figuring out a way to funnel that profit into fixing inner cities?
Yeah.
If we have less losers, we have a better America.
Yeah.
And if you give people more opportunity, you have less losers.